This morning, the bald eagle, the improbable journey of America's bird. A new book by Pulitzer Prize-winning author Jack E. Davis tells an epic tale. First celebrated, then almost wiped out twice. The number of bald eagles soaring in this country is now higher than ever. It's a story of ruin and redemption. But the latest chapter is still being written. There is almost nothing as striking as watching a bald eagle successfully make its morning catch. A bird native only to this continent, long revered by Native Americans, it seemed like the natural choice to represent the United States on its Great Seal in 1776. But it was not easy to get there. Ben Franklin proposed a seal with Moses. Thomas Jefferson, also a biblical image. John Adams suggested a picture of Hercules, until the eagle found its proper place in 1782. How does an eagle choose its home?
It chooses its home, it's all about geography. It's about location, location, location. They want to be near food. They want a tree that has some height to it.
Jack Davis is the author of The Bald Eagle, The Improbable Journey of America's Bird. Are they called bald eagles, because
they're like me?
Or is there, some people feel there's a little more to it.
Yeah, so I write about this in the book, and bald also can mean, brazen, and refer to the bald eagle's behavior.
Early resistance to the bald eagle being our nation's symbol was led in part by some who felt the eagle was too eager to steal the spoils of others. That included the most famous naturalist of all.
John James Audubon, it's a sad story, but he loathed the bald eagle. He truly did not think it should be a symbol of the United States. He saw it as a coward, as a thief, as a scavenger, beneath the integrity of the United States. And he truly wanted the turkey to be the country's bird.
Mixed feelings toward bald eagles led to their near decimation in the 1800s.
It was a predator animal, and like wolves and bears and coyotes, it was to be eradicated to protect livestock. But there were all these myths about bald eagles being able to carry away livestock that were far too heavy for them. Ornithologists perpetuating those myths. And mothers were warned not to leave their babies outside unattended, lest a bald eagle come along and fly away with it.
Depictions in popular culture included this 1908 Thomas Edison film, Rescued from an Eagle's Nest. Protection against unchecked hunting eventually arrived, until in the next century, a new threat, DDT, the once popular insecticide. By the time DDT was finally banned in 1972, eagles were almost gone. Today, however, thanks to conservation and cleaner water, bald eagles are soaring higher than ever. The population in the lower 48 states has quadrupled in the last 13 years. 20 years ago in this neighborhood, would you have ever seen this?
Probably not.
Sean Lee Breeding leads the Eagle Watch project at the Audubon Center for Birds of Prey in Maitland, Florida, monitoring the 1,500 plus nesting bald eagle pairs in the states, the highest concentration in the U.S. outside Alaska, including many now living in residential neighborhoods. Is all the eagles in the country now and on cell towers a good thing or a challenging thing? What is it?
It's a bit of both. For conservationists, it's great. It's like the great success story that we all love to tell, that when you take steps to protect a species, you really can make a difference. But, as their population increases, you can get issues, with cell tower nests. If the cell tower company needs to do maintenance, they can't go up on the tower while there's eagles nesting.
At the Center for Birds of Prey, they do everything they can to help the increasing number of bald eagles making dangerous human contact.
What we do first is we'll hood them, and that helps calm them down because they're extremely stressed right now.
This one suffered a devastating wing injury after a possible power line collision.
So right now it's in the height of eagle season. We'll see. Ooh. So he's extremely injured.
Some don't make it.
Ready? Mm-hmm. All right.
But over 600 bald eagles have been successfully rehabilitated and released. Others may be found with a birth defect that makes it possible to survive, but not in the wild.
I'll tell you what, it's one thing seeing them half a mile away. It's a whole nother to be this close.
Tell me about it. I still pinch myself that this is something I have the opportunity to do.
Like Trouble, born with a misaligned beak. Here with volunteer and teacher Maggie Haynes.
So he came here and he had some surgeries. He had his jaw wired shut even at one point, and that's kind of where he got his name Trouble, because he had to have fish slushies. And if you would imagine how you would make that, that's exactly what it is. And he had to be tube fed, and so his life started out really tough, but he got the nickname Trouble.
A couple hours away, Jack Davis took us to the Three Lakes Wildlife Management Area.
If I'm an eagle, I'm choosing here, I think, over the cell phone tower in the middle of the residential neighborhood.
This nest is situated just a half mile from an abundant lake, with a mom and dad raising two little guys.
They mate for life, and they come back to the same nest every year, the couple does. And every year they build onto the nest. As long as that tree lasts and a storm doesn't blow the nest down or the tree down, that nest can exist for 20, 30, 40 years.
Here, we kept our distance, as more of us will likely have to do in the future if we want America's bird to keep flying oh so high.
When we reflect on our environmental past in this country, we tend to focus on the grim and the tragic, to the point that I think we've gone too far. And I wanted to write a positive story, one that was uplifting.
What threats do bald eagles still face today?
Unfortunately, we're their only threat. It's a bird that steals into our consciousness, and we're not going to let it go.
So you can now find bald eagles in every state in the lower 48 and Alaska, where there's more than anywhere else. Yeah. And I asked them, I said, if you want to help protect eagles or make sure they continue to thrive in the future, I said, what was the one thing you'd say? And she said to me, don't throw trash out your car window when you're driving, because they go to get it by the side of the road, and then a lot of eagles get hit on the road. That was the one piece of advice.
There are a lot of reasons not to do that, but it's another good one.
There's plenty of other things you can do as well, but the success story is just, quadrupling in population in the lower 48 in the last 13 years is pretty remarkable.
I just learned so much in your piece. It was beautiful, but also not knowing that nobody wanted them as a symbol.
Twice.
A turkey over an eagle? Yeah, come on. That was great, Jeff.
Yeah,
Truly.
very nicely done.